You are now listening to the Friends of Rugby podcast. Relax your anus. Balls. Thick thighs. Camille Shat. Where's his neck? Eddie Jones. You're fucked, mate.
One, and
We're
we
nice
are
now.
recording.
Yes.
I'm all hyped up from that Italy
It was a
game.
rave in the Stadio Olimpico.
I want to go to a game in Italy.
Yeah, just for the music. We just take a bag of ecstasy and ignore the rugby.
I'm gonna wear a nice silk dress shirt,
Love
sunglasses, spike my hair.
Yeah. We're just going to wear like Brazilian rugby jerseys and we're like, who the fuck are these two? What are they doing here?
Hello, friends. You're listening to the Friends of Rugby. I'm here, Steve, Frank, and
Hi.
his dog Rocky that will probably do some fucking barking or some shit in the
He's an
middle.
Italian though, isn't he?
He is.
So,
He is. Rocky
Italian dog.
Balboa. His
That's-
boys had a rough day today.
He has. Yeah. Embarrassing, actually. If
How
he
you
could
doing,
cry, he would.
Frank?
I'm good.
Tell us about your life.
Well, you and
Because we
I.
had to reschedule again.
It was your
because
birthday.
We had to reschedule.
Don't put this on me. We went to a flotation pod.
I'm busy all week.
Yeah,
every day.
I was. I'm a busy man.
How many nights were you just sitting there pulling your pod on the weekdays?
0. I do that at lunchtime. I work from home, mate. I've got plenty of time for that. How are you doing?
Good. We had
Yeah.
a good rugby weekend. There was a lot of rugby this weekend.
I feel like a boy who needs to ejaculate a little bit here because we haven't spoken about so much rugby
Oh, you are.
backed up.
Yeah, because there's some changes for you.
Oh, yeah?
Some feelings for you. Your feelings are changing.
Oh,
You're growing.
I am. I'm going through.
Some things are back.
I'm a little bit of a late bloomer here, but that aside, even with that thing we're going to talk about, there's a lot of news. There's global news. We're going to talk about New Zealand today.
New Zealand.
We've ignored our Antipodian brothers down under for a little while now. So we're going to talk about them, give them some love.
They're going to crawl out of the sand. Hey, guys, you guys remember us? What do you want to start talking about today?
I think we should chronologically go through the Six Nations first, so we get that out of a system.
Do you want to talk about Italy, France first?
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, it's fresh in our mind. We just literally finished watching Italy, France. What are your initial thoughts?
There was a fuck ton of tries.
Yeah, there were.
There was a lot of tries.
There were.
It,
What can you say about that game?
well, it was a worse. Italy had a worse performance than last year.
They did, statistically speaking.
All over the place.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they did generally. They definitely did.
I was kind of let down.
I was massively let
There
down.
were some skills. There were some French skills in this game, though.
Gee, I was turned on. Like, those are some attractive, muscular French rugby players.
Yeah, every 5 minutes you kept making like a comment about their physical appearance.
I did, and I'm
You're
very
so
proud
impressed.
of it. I was impressed.
Look at the veins in his biceps.
the veiny. They're so good, though, aren't they? They're so good and attractive. Like, I don't know. Let's talk about Italy,
Do you
though.
think that Italy scoring 3 tries was an issue for France? Do you think that'd be a little alarming?
I think Sean Edwards be pissed off about that, knowing his
He's not
standards.
going to be happy.
No.
They're going to be cheering. They're going to be smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
eating baguettes in the locker
And
room.
an angry Wigan man is
Yeah.
going to kick the door in.
And he's coming
what
in
the fuck was that?
pissed.
Yeah.
Do you guys call that rugby?
Yeah. Just like
Fuck.
headbutting people with his shiny head. Yeah.
Do you want to play tiddlywinks or do you want to play fucking rugby? That's going to be like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be pissed.
My feeling about French defense is I don't think I'd be that worried if I was Irish. As much as they put 73 points on Italy today. I mean, yeah, they're going to be their biggest challenge this year, definitely. But you can see enough weakness in the French game to know how to beat them.
I feel like everyone's defense this year in the Northern Hemisphere has like been lacking.
It's not as good as it has been,
I
is
think
it? I'd say except England, weirdly.
I would say if I went down conspiracy lane, that the Northern Hemisphere has been like so focused on defense because of the wild offense from the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
That they're like, oh man, we got to start doing some offensive shit.
I think South Africa decided they were going to expand their game and score more tries, and everyone's kind of like, maybe we should do that. And we're notorious in the Northern Hemisphere for not scoring fucking tries, aren't we? So
Kiwis must be like, there must be so many Kiwis just like, licking their chops, being like, yes, like, can you be like, sorry, what's this word here? Offload consultants. I don't know what that is, but can you come to our team and show us what a offload is? That like a vehicle? What is that? Like, what is it? I don't know what it is.
Sounds like a safety training course.
Yeah, there must be so many rugby grifters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I might come over there and show you how to.
This is what's called a Kiwi offload. That was more Australian. Do you remember when Reece Patchell was playing in New Zealand? And he did an offload and it looked sick. And all the fucking Kiwi pundits are like, I didn't know they could do that. Yeah. And I was like, you cheeky cunts. Like,
and like the Northern Hemisphere pundits were going nuts over it.
Yeah, I was.
They're like, look at this thing. What is that?
Yeah, I was.
What
I was
are
like,
they
Reece.
doing?
Yeah. Yeah. But back to Italy, France, though. I think 73 points on Italy, I'm massively let down because every year I'm like, this is the year. Wales are the shit team now. You can't get double the points put on you that we did.
No, we're gonna talk about that too.
We are definitely going to talk about that. But Italy's defense was shite. France, it was one of those days where a bad performance meets a good performance. Sometimes you'll see a bad performance against another bad performance.
I thought attacking wise, Italy did great.
They did. They were getting over the gain line.
The defense they were up against.
Yeah.
That's a pretty 3 tries. It's a pretty good result against that French defense.
They didn't go away. They kept trying to attack, and the attack looked fluid. Their shapes looked nice, but they just didn't defend well enough.
I just think the players they got.
Oh, that's incredible.
The attack system that they have.
Yeah.
It's next level.
Once they get going, like Ireland will show up, and from minute one, they're firing. They're a well-oiled machine. France, it's almost like you need to kick them in the face and go, hey, do you want to play rugby? And like, oh, fuck, yeah. And then they remember they've got the best 15 players in the world on the field at any given time, right? And then they're like, yeah, we can fucking play rugby. Let's play rugby. And they do. And when they're firing, like, it's unreal. It's BLBRE today that jumped in the air, didn't even grip the ball, kind of like basketball threw it backwards to his...
That was sick.
Oh, it was incredible. Like, they just, really, really fun. I was so excited to watch France when they attack, I love watching them attack.
Yeah, that was the thing, too. This game was kind of a thrashing, but it was a spectacle.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, yeah.
It was a fun game to, like, have a drink and chit-chat and watch them just, like, go Harlem Globetrotters on Italy.
Yeah. I do want to put the boot in on Italy a bit more, though, because they've got to have standards,
Man, like it just.
You've got to have a defensive standard.
Yeah, they gotta. That's something that they leak too many points. Their attack is looking great though.
They've improved so much, but to get 73 points is nuts.
I think a team like I bet you anything Ireland will struggle with Italy.
There's definitely some rock paper scissors going on in this tournament.
Any kind of team that doesn't have like a very flashy like attack.
Yeah.
Where they're just constantly opening up space and finding space.
Yeah.
Where like Ireland will hit the line a lot more.
Yeah.
Try to bash through and then try to create some things.
Yeah.
I think that will suit Italy better.
It will. They know how to handle that, don't they?
Yeah.
If it's more predictable, they can definitely handle it.
Because Dupont.
Yeah, Dupont.
Oh
yeah, official vocab guidelines. We have to say it in a French accent now. It's the hipster
Dupont,
thing. Dupont.
When Dupont was on there, he is just like he's manipulating the defense.
Yeah, he is.
And he like drags the whole defense with him because he takes the ball out from the ruck.
He does.
And runs out of the ruck with it.
Yeah.
And then he just draws so many defenders.
It creates like this sort of black hole of defenders into him, doesn't it? And it bends that defensive line all out of shape.
And his ability to do that and like find the right person to hit the ball with.
Yeah.
It's next level shit.
He's unreal.
So I think a team, a more traditional attacking team, I bet all the other Six Nations teams.
Yeah, Italy will give them a game. I will say this for Italy, they have improved their attack consistently. Their team is much better man for man. Their structures, their attacking shape, all looks better. They didn't give up either. They didn't give up. Their just defending was bad. I think it wasn't like they weren't trying.
I think this was just a bad clash of styles.
Yes.
That's what I'd put this game is not like Italy was like, it's just their defense is not good enough for that level, like that, for that level attack.
73 points though.
Yeah.
73 is a lot of points.
So like, Ireland, England, they have like way better defense.
Yeah.
So France won't be able to manipulate them.
What is it about rugby that you can't have a good attack and defense at the same time? Like, you just doesn't.
Well,
no
there's teams that do,
but not like you can't be superlatively good at attacking like France are.
What about New Zealand? They have
Yeah, that's true.
their defense.
They're the only team who've done that historically.
I would
yeah.
argue is like almost the best.
It's weird, isn't it? You watch Super Rugby and it's like no one's bothering to tackle anyone.
It's frustrating to watch.
It is, isn't it?
You're like, well, that would never have been a try, and then they show up in the black jersey, and it's
it's a black wall.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a fucking wall.
Yeah.
No one's getting through.
And it's like, yeah, but we said this the other day, didn't we? The baseline skill level of a Kiwi is just higher.
It's their IQ.
It is, yeah. There's a
And
rugby IQ.
That's
better.
exactly
It's simple as that.
what Italy is missing too.
It is.
That high rugby IQ.
Yeah.
Like the French system all the way down. These kids coming up now,
Yeah.
they're going to be super players.
Yeah, they
The
don't really.
amount of money that's going in from rugby all the way from 6 years old and up.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have like what you were saying, like the third division.
The Pro D3
is going to be turning like
professional.
They're going to have 3 professional leagues.
Yeah, because I was saying to you this morning, wasn't I? When England fans and media say we are the richest union in the world, we should be winning things. I understand that, but surely French are richer now. 3 professional leagues potentially. No other country comes close.
And
that.
their second division, the Pro D2, it's no joke.
It's not. It's stacked with international players.
When you look at like their viewing numbers, the people that are going to the stadiums to watch these games,
yeah,
they compare to the Prem and URC.
yeah.
They're comparable. And these players, I think the Pro D2 players
There's
are like
probably more.
There's higher paid players.
There definitely is.
Right?
There definitely is. Yeah,
So it's like
yeah,
if you look at the English, what's a championship? That's the second thing down.
yeah,
They're playing on like dirt fields.
yeah.
They're
You can see the parking lot in the background.
Yeah, like the one team, like their stands is a bunch of like donated benches, like park benches and stuff,
Yeah.
and table chairs
taped
and
together in a
Yeah.
stack.
Like it's such a drop off.
Yeah,
And like
it's pissing it down in
and the
rain.
Pro D2 is like fucking
Yeah,
like
there's a
selling out
carnival and a
stadium.
halftime show. Like,
And
yeah,
here comes Shania Twain. Right? So it's fucking crazy.
yeah.
So like yeah, that
This is
Italy-
gonna tell. This is gonna tell soon. Them and South Africa, just the sheer number of players they're gonna have who are playing at high level all the fucking time. It's gonna show eventually. Like as soon as France have a bit more consistency, because they have gotten way more consistent over the years. They have got the talent in spades.
This system that they got going on and this healthy system,
yeah.
it's going to like there's nothing like it.
No, we can't compete. That's a fertile fucking France for rugby, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
the
rugby
fields.
sperm all over that country, just fertilizing fucking everything.
Yeah, it's true.
They
Even have their own private island of Samoans and Tongans
Yeah,
and
they
Pacific
do.
Islanders.
That helps
New
out a lot.
Caledonia, yeah.
That really helps out a lot.
Because no one can accuse them of... these guys are French. They were born on French territory, right? Like,
You can have your own island.
yeah, private island of clone rugby players.
You could see it. The writing's on the wall with French rugby.
Yeah.
This is going to be. They're going to be the bad guys in rugby real soon.
Yep.
In the next 10 years, you get to see it. Like no one's like South Africa, even like no, because they're down there. The French are down there in South Africa.
They are. They're
And
in the
scalping
bushes,
the shit out of these
looking for
kids.
anyone who's got a little bit of French blood. They're like that guy. Get
Yeah,
him.
they're everywhere looking
Yeah.
for top talent.
Yeah. This is like when you play an RPG game and you go and do all the side quests before the last boss, and then the last boss thinks, and you just walk in and kick him in the teeth and like one shot. That's gonna be France in 10 years. They're doing all the side quests now. They're
That's like-
leveling up in the background.
That's the thing about like when we talk about Italy, like the ceiling is only so high.
Yeah.
Like this team is only ever gonna get so good.
You made a really good point about what they should do with their pro teams, though.
Oh, to join the top 14.
I don't know. I've never thought of that, and I've never heard people say that, but that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, they would have to, if they were to do that,
Yeah.
they would have to at least have 3 teams,
Yeah.
and they would have to throw in 3 teams in Division 2 and Division 3.
And like I said to you, I would rather have 2 or 3 professional teams in the Pro D2 than not have any, i.e. Argentina, right? You're still going to have some of your players playing for other French teams, but all of a sudden it's easier, right? They're in the same league. They're in the same system.
And they're a lot closer to each other.
They're a lot closer, right?
Yeah.
It just, for me, that I'm surprised more people haven't been trying that, talking about it. It's a great idea.
When you were saying, I've never thought of that.
You thought I was being sarcastic, didn't you?
I thought you were taking the piss.
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck you, Frank. Like, I just came up. I was just saying what's in my
good
head.
idea, Steve. No one's ever thought of that before.
You fucking dummy.
No, genuinely. Maybe people haven't. I've not been paying attention, but I love that idea.
I think Italy would benefit a lot more. The money would be big.
Yeah, it would.
And it's just like they're kind of especially having the one team now in the URC. It just
Zebra's still there.
Yeah, but they're gonna be gone.
And they beat Ulster the other day.
Yeah, they're like rising up out of the ashes.
I think Zebra. What actually is happening is a name change, right? They're just changing.
No,
owners.
that team's dissolving.
Yeah, but they're going to make
so
a new
the
one.
Italian Union or the Federation or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The Federatiali, I don't know what to call it, but they are controlling the team right now and they're dissolving it.
But I heard they had a buyer who's going to just make a new Italian
potential
team. Oh, I thought okay.
Yeah, there's some potential.
I shan't speculate, but I sounded like they're still going to have two pro teams.
No.
Okay.
They're done.
Okay.
But what else you got to say about France? You got any other last?
I got that out of my system. It was a fun game to watch. I'm a bit disappointed by Italy. I'm a bit sick of being gaslight by some people who tell me this is their year. 70. Okay, whatever you want to say about that performance, yeah, lots of things have improved. Genuinely, 73 points though. It's a lot of points, even against the best attacking French team I've ever seen. That's a lot of points to concede. That's almost as many points as there are minutes in the game.
I agree.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's go to the next game.
All right.
Let's go back to the first game of the weekend.
No, let's do chronological. Or
do you want to go back to the beginning, or do you want to go to England, Scotland?
I think we should do England, Scotland next.
England.
God save all gracious.
Good dog, go England. England, the new South Africa.
Where did you see that?
I saw it in a YouTube video. There's that egg chaser guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was interviewing people. It's like, we're the new, because how England's been scraping by the wins. He's like, we're the new South Africa. Yeah, the 2 wins. We're the new South Africa.
Oh my god.
He wasn't making a comparison about skill.
No.
He was making a comparison how they were scraping by wins.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay, that makes it better.
Yeah, the guy was clearly
winning a World Cup.
drunk, but he was
Okay.
clearly making a comparison that how England are scraping by wins
Fair
and just
enough.
surviving games.
Right.
Like how
Yeah.
South Africa did that throughout the whole World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, we're the new one.
It's not comparable, is it? Because South Africa, when they scrape a win, they look competent, don't they? They look like they know what they're doing. England look like they just come out of, like they've just been kicked out of a women's dressing room. Like they got a bra on their head. Like, I didn't mean to be here. Sorry. Did you intend for any of this to happen? Like, because three. Okay, first thing I'm going to say about this game: 3 tries to 1 in Scotland's favour.
Mm-hmm.
Something about Scotland attacking England. Like England have excellent defence in the last 2 games before that. They've pressed hard. They come up really fast. And to their detriment, because they do tie themselves out, they just give Scotland acres of space for some reason.
It's Finn Russell.
Yeah.
Like you're forgetting that this is the team that everyone's talking about having this incredible attack and back line.
Yeah.
And it's true.
It is true. Like they're all very good. And they're missing Tuipulotu. He was supposed to be the main character this year. I'm so sad about it still.
And we're talking, I really feel like England kind of scraped.
They definitely scraped by.
Like Finn Russell had a bad day at the boot.
3 kicks missed, 3 conversions
that's 6
missed.
points.
That's 6 points. He
should be 21-16.
He only needed 1 out of 3 for them to win that game.
Yeah.
Not that I am getting away from a single kick being a deciding factor, because ultimately they lost. But it did feel like Scotland lost it rather than England won it, because their attacking intent was there. England were a bit more street smart. They managed the game better, where Scotland were like, fling it around, lads, let's get them. Like,
I love how England will take a win though.
Yeah, I would. Fuck, I would.
Like they won that game, like fuck yeah, we fucking fuck these guys up. Like that's how they were acting. We fucking destroyed these idiots.
There was a bit of a monkey on their shoulder, monkey on their back, though, wasn't there? Because Scotland have won the last 4 games against them, 2 in Twickenham. So they needed to get that monkey off their back or shoulder or head. I can't remember the phrase.
Like the meters carried, Scotland 160, England 78.
Yeah.
Line breaks 9-2 for Scotland.
Yeah.
Like turnovers lost though. Scotland like lost a lot of balls. They were losing balls.
They were. The other thing I want to say about England was Marcus Smith at fullback. The last game worked. They gave him space to attack. All of a sudden, I could see a plan for England's attack, and it looked exciting. This game, it just disappeared again. They were just suddenly couldn't fucking string a sexy attack together again. Like,
you know who I thought had a really good game? Finn Smith.
Finn Smith.
He made 16 tackles. He worked. He went to work in this game.
Was he not the guy who did the most tackles on England's side?
No, it was Ben Earl. Ben Earl has one more than him, 17.
And I got big time for Ben Earl as well.
Toji.
He was
looks
great.
Like 2017
He looks very, and the captaincy suits him.
Yeah,
he's enjoying that responsibility, isn't he?
I think he's really growing into it.
In the post-match interview, his face was smiling, like saying all the right things. Like I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Ben Earl. He's having a real good time. Like Finn Smith and Marcus Smith at 10 and 15. Yeah, Finn Smith is the big thing for me though, because he is just a cool guy who can unlock an attack on his side, right?
He's more. It just feels like he's more. His playing style is more suited to this England team.
Definitely. And you might have said before that was George Ford, but George Ford wasn't unlocking the attack as much as Finn Smith is. Finn Smith's kind of a hybrid between the styles of Smith and George Ford.
He really is,
and it's perfect for them. You know. So yeah, we are saying a lot of good things about England because ultimately they did win. I'm still missing out on the potential of an English attack because I can see the blueprint of it. So I'm a bit sad we're not seeing it. But to go back to Scotland, like, what more have you got to do? You've got everything you need there, I think. Maybe, you haven't got the depth on the bench that a lot of other teams have, but you've got the best. France have the best attack.
England also lit up the Scotland scrum in this game.
That's true. Yeah.
Their forward pack is just the difference between the forward pack and the backs and Scotland is night and day.
It really is. Yeah, this is
I'm not saying there's like Rory Darge. Rory Darge, does he play 6?
Can do.
Or does he play 7?
Well, I think Jamie Ritchie was 7, wasn't he?
I got the team right here.
And Jamie Ritchie had a hell of a game.
Like there's some guys in the pack that are like serious operators.
The weird thing about Scotland is they are very good. They're a good pack. They have even good props, but their guys are very good specialists. I always think of Jamie Ritchie as a really slippery guy, good at the breakdown, but I don't think of him as a hardcore ball carrier, whereas every single England forward carries, gets over the gain line, smashes people in contact.
You even saw some baby Rhino.
Yeah, the guy who's good around the field was actually good around the field.
Yeah, he was. And he was good in the scrum, too.
He was, yeah. He actually had a good
Ellis
game.
Genge we're talking about.
Yeah. I was a bit ready to start dismissing him again, because if I hear he's good around the field because he's crap at scrumming again.
He's a really good round pitch.
But he was actually good at both yesterday. So good for him.
I guess 2 wins in a row for England. I'm still... it still looks worrying.
It's still a work in progress. How much time do you give them, etc.?
No one's gonna remember how the game went. They're just gonna remember the result.
Yeah.
You don't remember how you lost. You remember who won.
That's true.
I don't even remember how they won.
And I think, we mentioned this a while ago, something Squid Rugby had said that England are going to be more threatening in the next World Cup than Ireland, just because they've got the people at the right age and the right talent pool emerging at the right time.
Yeah.
Whereas Ireland kind of are aging out a little bit with their star players. I still think there's a truth in that, but I still need to see a complete England performance, which, to be honest, I haven't seen since they beat Ireland last Six Nations.
Yes.
That's a lot of games in between.
That game, they scraped by at the end too.
But it felt like they knew what they were doing.
They had a very because
they planned that win. This win felt like surviving Scotland onslaught. You know, because their defense wasn't what it was like the last couple of weeks ago. I
actually felt bad for Finn Russell after that game. And he's just sitting on the grass. He's just sitting on the pitch.
Gutted, yeah.
He's probably still feeling that today.
It's nice to know he gives a shit, and I know obviously he gives a shit, but sometimes
that was all on his shoulders.
It was kind of.
That's got to be so much pressure.
2 of those kicks weren't the hardest kicks either. You know, They've seen him. It is a lot of pressure. you sometimes look at him and you go, that guy looks like he doesn't give a fuck. Obviously gives a fuck. Obviously wears that jersey with pride.
Mm-hmm.
But he just seems a bit lackadaisical sometimes, doesn't he? And you're kind of thinking like, oh, wake up. Like, you could have won that game. So to see him genuinely disappointed, at least is going to shut up some idiots who are like, oh, he doesn't care, which is me sometimes.
He definitely cares.
He definitely cares.
Like,
yeah.
I've like what I've heard, like other people like say about him that play with him, coach him.
Yeah.
He's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with analysis too of his game.
Oh, good.
Of the other teams.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Like
to hear
he does
that.
his homework on everything.
Fair dues. Yeah.
So he comes in pretty mentally prepared.
Yeah. Just the pressure then, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the pressure.
But it's just sad.
It's hard. It must be hard to be a Scotland fan because unlike being a Wales fan where we expect nothing and are not disappointed when we get nothing, Scotland, I do think they deserve to expect some wins against England and maybe not Ireland, but
Their discipline. They were like England was, and it wasn't so much their fault. England was putting them under a lot of pressure.
they were.
So
They're good at that.
They were pulling a lot of penalties off of Scotland.
Yeah.
And just the unfortunate day with the boot with Finn Russell.
Definitely.
How does this Finn Russell for the Lions tour?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Easy choice for me now.
Do you think the kicking? Because I think his stats in the Premiership are actually pretty high for kicking.
All you got to do is watch Northampton. Him and Alex Mitchell as a partnership, very effective and good.
He opens up the 10 battle for the Lions shirt. I would say right now, if I had to make the choice, Finn Russell's my starter. He's got the experience.
Hard to argue with it.
Yep. It goes down to the experience. Now, the person behind him, fuck.
Honestly, Finn Russell just dropped down a little bit for me because when we went to South Africa, the Lions, and everyone was calling for Finn Russell to be the 10, and Gatland wasn't picking him, and everyone was like, he's the best fucking 10 in the Northern Hemisphere. That conversation is over. He's not the best 10 in the Northern Hemisphere, categorically. But you do need an experienced 10 on that tour, and I still think Finn Russell's the guy. And I do think you start Finn Smith, and you take Marcus Smith because he can do fullback if you need.
You start Finn Smith for the Lions.
And you have Finn Russell on the bench, and you have Marcus Smith as a 15-10.
Remember how those South African games are going? And then they let Russell off the bench.
Yeah.
And he lit the fucking game
When
up.
they finally brought him on, it was like, that's what we've been missing.
Like, you're going to want that.
Yeah.
You want that from the start of the game.
So I honestly, and you're not going to like me saying this, but if you're taking an Irish guy, I'd take Jack Crowley, not Sam Prendergast. I know that's a bit more controversial, but I'm not on the Sam Prendergast hype train.
I don't think Sam Prendergast is going to go anyways, even though a lot of people think he's going. He's just a little too. I think next tour
we saw it yesterday. He has moments of brilliance, but he knocked on a. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't see him going, but I definitely see Finn Smith. I agree with you. He could start. I definitely would take Finn Russell for the experience, and I definitely take Marcus Smith for the versatility and attacking threat.
I think that we still got to wait for the end of this tournament to be over.
That's right.
Because if Gareth Anscombe's got 2 more games,
he's not the one. He's good. He was solid. He's good, but he's not.
He's good at managing.
But if you're going to take,
he's got some really good basic skills.
His kick percentage is really good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be an outlier too. If he has 2 really good games after this, he could be. But yeah,
we'll see. You know what's crazy though? We are living in the post Sexton, Bigger, Owen Farrell era. We do not have an experienced hard bastard captain of a 10 anywhere in the Six Nations.
I think that era, it's all about the hot rod 10s now.
It is. The game has changed.
Yeah,
not just those guys
the
retiring.
hot rod 10s. Like these guys are way more flashy.
You have to attack now.
Yeah,
you have
they're
to
not
attack.
generals anymore.
No, they're not.
They're ravers.
And that's why Finn's... They are. Yeah, they are. They're dancing when they convert. Yeah. But that's why Finn Smith's impressive, because he can do both. He can be a general.
Yeah, and he's very physical.
Yeah.
The guy can hit.
He can.
I think Finn Smith.
Yeah.
I can't believe I haven't got any of these names wrong yet.
Yeah, he did well.
Yeah, his physicality.
Surprising almost.
It's amazing.
It's very good.
He gets right into it.
Yeah.
And Marcus Smith. Yeah, I think those 3, I agree with you. They locked it down.
Yeah, they did.
What else do you want to talk about with England and England and Scotland game?
I think maybe a little mention of Gregor Townsend, because I don't agree that he should go. I think he's getting the best out of the team he's got.
I 100% agree with you.
I don't know who else can get that out of him.
As long as the players are happy with him,
Yeah.
Look what he's working with, the budgets, the players, the talent, and what he can bring out of this team.
Yeah.
I think is as good as it's gonna get.
I totally agree. And the thing is, I'm not saying that to slag off Scotland. I'm saying that they just don't have the depth that other countries do. That's the depth they've got. Their bench, you can see it as soon as the bench becomes a factor in the game around 60 minutes, Scotland start to fall off because they just do not have the resources, the depth that other countries have.
Yeah, because I guarantee you, if they like really invested in their grassroots, started bringing players in, started growing a lot more talent, focusing on that, and started giving these players to Townsend, you would see an improvement.
He seems like he's very good man manager, isn't he? Yeah.
He is, I think his most pivotal moment as a coach, which really shows why he's a really good coach, was the controversy between him and Finn Russell.
Yes.
Because he got to a point where he had a player that was basically uncontrollable.
Yeah.
And he wanted to control this player.
Yeah.
And he found a way to make it work.
He did.
He's like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is more important than me.
That's a really good point.
And he implemented, because it was clashing of styles. Like
he dropped him for a few games.
It was the Townsend team versus Finn Russell team.
Yeah.
And he found a way to merge the two.
He fixed the problem.
Yes. And now, like, they're one of the most attacking threat nations, like, in the Northern Hemisphere, for sure.
Yeah.
Another parallel problem with that would be that's kind of the same as Borthwick versus Marcus Smith.
Whereas Borthwick just doesn't know how to use him.
He can't. I would say, like, is Finn Smith a better 10 than Marcus Smith? No.
Yeah, you're right. They're not. He's a different 10.
He's a different 10.
Yeah.
He's not better. He's good. Finn Smith is good.
Yeah.
He could be better in the future, but right now, Marcus Smith, to me, like, he's probably one of the best 10s, like, in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
And Borthwick has no idea how to utilize him.
He doesn't.
Right? That's the difference between him, like, and Gregor Townsend. And that's why things like when I have to point out, like, Gregor Townsend's a good coach, how he overcame that challenge. Because other teams, they just would have moved him.
They would have.
Or not played him. Or they would have been in the same spot. They would have had Finn Russell trying to do one thing and the Townsend team trying to do another thing.
This is your best analysis of all time. I totally agree. This is a really good point. Yeah, because let's remember, he dropped Finn Russell. Gregor Townsend dropped Finn Russell because they were having a kind of a public fight about control of the philosophy of the game.
They were fighting during like half times.
Every other international coach I can think of would have been like, I'm the boss, you fuck off, I'll find someone else. And he knew.
Imagine if Finn Russell was Welsh.
Yeah. Oh, he wouldn't have played for Wales again. He would have been.
It would have been like 6 years now without Finn Russell.
There's several players I can think of who got exiled by Gatland, publicly exiled. Right? Eddie Jones did the same kind of thing. You like to think someone like Andy Farrell wouldn't do that, but Andy Farrell has such depth of resources that it wouldn't be as much of an issue.
I think Andy Farrell is, he's a different coach.
Yeah, he's a different
too.
coach.
Because he
seems like a nice guy, though.
He's a guy that would probably be from the beginning would be trying to.
He wouldn't. That maybe you could say for Andy Farrell that wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yes.
But anyway, I got Townsend's back though. I really like him. I do think he's getting the best out of Scotland. And that's not to disrespect him. I don't want to say it's as good as it's going to get, but it's not far off.
The thing that I would think about Gregor Townsend is he's had a lot of years behind that bench.
Yeah.
And I would like to see a change.
Yeah.
Because we could be wrong.
We could be wrong. You don't know, do you? You don't know.
We got real proven this weekend.
We're about to talk about it, yeah.
I would like to see a change. I think Gregor Townsend probably he's done enough. Yeah. And I don't think if he left, it wouldn't be like a thank God.
Yeah.
It was like he done his service.
No, you did good.
Yeah.
And he did do good.
Yep.
Beating England 4 times in a row. I don't care if that's as high as your ambition goes. It's still a fun ambition that you achieve.
Not having England beat you in 5 years.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So,
Nice.
Let's go on to let's go on to the boys. The big bad boys.
Yeah.
Your boys.
Yeah.
Welsh Rugby.
Yeah.
Versus Ireland.
We're so back.
Are the Welsh back?
First, I'm going to tell a little story about how the day went. So me and you get to our good friend Matt's, and he makes us breakfast, and we sit down, and I look at you, and you look fucking nervous. I was like, come on, call me a sheepshagger. Come on, say something about my red ambulance jersey or something. Where's the fucking banter gone, Steve? And you're like, hi, Frank. How you doing? Like, and this was like the game hadn't even started and you were shitting your pants. Like,
there was something about the vibe.
Yeah.
When I saw the players, I saw the team.
Yeah.
It gave me jam slam.
Yeah, you had been saying that in the week.
Yeah, I said, this is like, guys, this team is giving me jam slam. I'm a little nervous about this game.
Yeah, totally.
Because if you didn't know, I'm a big Irish fan.
And whoever you're supporting in 5 years when we're good again, like whoever you've decided to support and you're looking nervous again, I'll remember this moment, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm joking, obviously, but like, where do I want to start with this? I got a lot to say. I think I'm going to start with the Gatland story because I've got to draw the poison out a little bit, right?
I don't want to talk about him leaving.
No.
But I want to talk about the parallels, the contrast.
First,
here.
I'm going to say something about Australia. They're in a fucking shambles. We smashed them by 40 points in the World Cup under Gatland. Mm-hmm. Joe Schmidt comes in and he just fixes them. Despite the fact that Australia, you could say, are in a worse spot than Wales. Because their guys, at least we're not bleeding players. At least our players are only playing in England the same sport. Their guys are playing other fucking sports. Mm-hmm. They're in big trouble, right? Mm-hmm. But Joe Schmidt comes in, he plays the right guys in the right positions, he gives them confidence and he believes in them. And not only do they perform, they beat us twice, they come to the Northern Hemisphere and they claim some fucking scalps. Mm-hmm. Nobody expected that. And then you look at Gatland, and it's the complete opposite. Since that Australia tour, he's been trying to force Ben Thomas in the 10 shirt. And the poor fucking kid, right?
He's even publicly said he doesn't.
It's like, can I not play? He's like, no, you stay there and you fucking play 10. And I want to say something that Gatland has been saying for years that people give him credit for. He says, be good at the things that require no hard work. All of a sudden, to me, that looks patronizing. It's like he doesn't believe these Welsh guys, have rugby talent. It's like, we're only ever going to be good at being big and fit and strong. Actually playing rugby, we're not. You guys aren't very good at that. Like, so just believe me when I say we need the biggest fucker in every position.
His mentality is dated.
He just looks like a dinosaur, doesn't he?
Because we were watching, I forget what game it was. It was one of the games, the Six Nations.
Yeah.
Where we said, when we were watching Wales play, we're like, this is a team that has zero plan.
Nope.
Like, this isn't a talent issue.
No.
This is a game plan. This is a game management. Like, these guys have no, like, they're playing like 1999 rugby. Like, it's just like, it's
one-up runners, like pod of 3 with no plan after they crash. No go forward, no running onto the ball. It was like, catch the ball, go forward.
Because what was the significance of difference between this game and last game in your eyes?
It was even when Ireland scored that first try, I could already tell this wasn't going to be a hammering. Yeah. Just because the way they moved. Mm-hmm. Just having Anscombe at 10 and having multiple options in the back line and pods who were running onto the ball, going over the gain line. It was like within 2 seconds, I was like, oh, they can play rugby. I felt hope. It was like life came back to me, you know? And like, it's so annoying because
let it out. Just let it out.
It feels like I said to you, it felt like being a homeschooled kid for the last 2 years. It felt like looking out my window while I'm forced to read a fucking book that someone's made. And I'm looking at all the kids playing out in the street or in the school. Like, can I go play with my friends? No, we must play Ben Thomas at 10. No, we're going to do it my way. And and if you speak up against me, like getting a slap, right? You're exiled from the team. And I don't want to shit on Gatland too much. I am shitting on Gatland, but I don't want to shit him on too much because he's given me some of my favorite rugby memories ever. That guy has given me real love for the game over the years. But I look at it now and I go, this was Gatland's fault. And yeah, we were arguing, is it actually, because Sam Warburton had said, do we actually just have a really shit crop of players? No, we fucking don't. I'm not saying they're world beaters, but I think if those guys had the full Six Nations training time together under Matt Sherratt, could we have beaten Italy? 100%. Would it have been a close game? Yeah. Are Italy good enough to give us a game now? Yeah. But we'd have beaten them. I'm confident. Would France put 40 points in us? No fucking way. And we'd have scored some tries in the process. Mm-hmm. I can handle losing if we look good. And the crazy thing is, against France and Italy, we weren't lacking effort. We were trying.
Yeah.
We were trying. Just we didn't know what to do, right? So it was Gatland's fault. Not 100% because the WIU were a shit show.
He was really holding the team hostage.
He really was holding the team. And that's what he was holding the fans hostage. I feel alive again. I have never felt happier to lose to Ireland. And I'm a sore loser against Ireland, right? You know I am. I do not want to hang out with you when Wales are playing Ireland. Because you're a piece of shit. You're like, oh, fucking Wales, sheepshagger. You sat there in your Irish jersey with your fucking Canadian
I don't
accent.
think I've ever said sheepshagger or
you're
a
welcome
sheep
to,
joke.
because I like it. I like it. I want you to. I want you to give me the fucking banter. You know?
My banter would be more, it'll get under your skin more.
I
It'll
like
be
that.
deeper.
I like it. Like, challenge me.
I was nervous in
You
this
were.
game.
I was missing it.
I was too nervous to banter.
You were. You were.
I was like, oh my gosh. Like, this is a game, honestly, 100%, that Wales lost.
we could have won it.
Yeah.
We could have won it.
Wales
Yeah.
could have won this. And
Could have won it.
And I just think it came down to they just only had 10 days to
Right.
prepare for this game. He
That's
put like a new team,
Yeah.
fresh coat of paint on.
Yeah.
They weren't fully dried out yet.
Yeah.
And like it was, I think if they would have started like this, like, that could have been a different game. That
If
could
we'd
have been
had
a different outcome.
Matt Sherratt for the entire 6 days, I'm not saying we'd beat Ireland because Ireland won that game because of game management. They were smart. They had a stronger bench. Like, they won for all the right reasons. They didn't fluke it, you know? I want to respect Ireland because they played a good game of rugby, but so did we, and I'm just so fucking happy we did.
I honestly think that Ireland walked into this game too, thinking they were going to roll over, run
I
run
don't
a train
think
on
that.
Wales.
I don't think that.
I think they underestimated them. They got shell shocked. They looked shook.
They did.
They looked like,
they did.
holy fuck, like what's this team?
Yeah.
Like there's a good team here because they were probably like, oh, we're gonna fucking destroy this. They've got confidence, these guys, right?
They do.
So they
do.
probably really
Yeah.
thought they were coming in to roll over Wales.
I think if I was in an Ireland dressing room, because I don't want to paint them with the same brushes off the ball who are just gobshites, right? I know they train hard and said in camp, we need to take these boys seriously. They're going to be fired up. They're going to have the new coats bounce. I know they said all those things, but it's hard to convince yourself subconsciously. Because if you're an Irish player, you think, yeah, we'll still win though. Because like we are a better team, and they are a better team, right? So I do agree they were shell-shocked, but I don't want to disrespect them by saying they didn't take us seriously.
I'll disrespect
there was a
them.
little bit. There was a
I think-
little bit of an emotional.
I think this game was a good wake-up call for them. Like, hey guys,
Yeah.
this Six Nations
Yeah.
isn't yours yet.
Totally. I'm happy to do them a favor. I'm glad we did them a favor.
Yeah, this
you
is
know?
not your tournament yet.
Nothing's a gimme. And I'm so glad I can say that again. I haven't been able to say it in 2 years. You're right. You don't come to Cardiff and fuck about. We can say that again. We can fucking say that. I'm
Yeah,
genuinely
you gotta earn
emotional.
it. If you're gonna come,
Yeah.
if you're gonna go into the house,
Yeah.
into the Welsh house,
Yeah.
you gotta earn that win.
Seriously, you remember when Rassie was in the Chasing the Sun thing and he was talking about Wales and he was like, these guys don't go away. We didn't go away. We've gone away a lot recently. We lost our international reputation. We fucking nosedived, right? And now I'm looking at us and going, not that we're back. We're not world beaters, but I can be proud of my national fucking sport again. It means so much, you know?
Yeah, it just shows. I think this is all hindsight thinking now, but when Gatlin went to the Chiefs,
Yeah.
and he had that awful time.
Yeah.
I was contributing it that he's just like, the international game and Super Rugby are
Very
completely
different. Yeah.
But the thing is, he's just not progressive enough in his rugby tactics. Like,
No, he's not.
Like, it just showed that that his time, his ability to grow
Yeah.
and change with the
Yeah.
game was not there.
And what made him good was how hard-nosed and stubborn he was.
He was just relying on his past successes,
Yeah.
what worked for him, and just continuing to do that.
And when
Right.
it stopped working, he just couldn't adjust, could he? I've read his autobiography. He's a really smart rugby guy, but he is stubborn. You can tell he's a stubborn guy. And that works.
And I think
you need to be stubborn,
I think
right?
the era of stubborn coaches,
Yeah.
like they're getting exposed now.
Yeah, they are.
Like a big one, probably the most famous example is that Eddie Jones.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Because
Right?
he's just languishing in Japan doing nothing
It ain't
now.
broke, don't fix it kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's trying to
There's a lot of boomer energy in these guys, isn't there?
implement this system that's clearly not working, and he's just going to keep doubling down because
Yeah.
it's worked in the past for him.
Yeah, totally. And that's a nice, fair way of saying what's wrong with his coaching style rather than just being like, he's being mean or whatever.
No, he's just not.
He's not with it. Because I could be mean, because I could list off the fact that in his final interview, he was slagging off players and people, and yet when the players were threatening to strike, he didn't support them. And I was still pissed off about that. When he elected Corey Hill, a guy who had been charged by the police as the captain, when he's got all these other guys who've been in the squad for a while, right? He's publicly shamed some players like Alex Mann, Rhys Carey. So he's got a lot of shit under his belt, which I could forgive if it's working.
He was throwing shade all over the place.
He was like,
And then this game did not look good for him.
because he would have been totally vindicated if Ireland had absolutely hammered us.
Yeah.
But you could tell. All you needed to do was put Anscombe at 10.
Because he could have been like, see, I told you guys I was right. But
Yeah.
now everyone's going to be looking at him being
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
What the fuck were you doing?
Seriously. And it wasn't just
The guy
50-50 calls.
Matt Sherritt. Like, who is Matt Sherritt?
Yeah. I mean, I know. I'm a Cardiff fan, right? But I get it if you don't.
Like, the world doesn't know who he is.
Right.
He just like came in.
Yeah.
You know, he was on his lunch break.
Yeah.
Wales came like, hey,
Yeah.
can you put down your ham and mustard sandwich? And can you come coach Wales?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
And it's like if I was putting a jigsaw together and I'm doing a bat, and he just comes in and goes, "Oh, you put the corner piece in the middle, you idiot!" Like, it was that simple, right?
Have you read any interviews or seen him Matt Sherritt talk?
A lot. I'm a Cardiff fan, and I've seen him as the Wales. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but he like what I saw, what I really put it on the dot for me is he came in and he's like, I need to change this culture.
Yep.
I need to make these guys feel good about being here.
Yeah.
I need to change his whole culture.
Yeah.
I thought that was significant.
Oh, it's so big.
Right?
It's profound. Because you could, even Jack Morgan in the post-match interview, he's a nice guy. He doesn't want to badmouth Gatlin. Fair enough. But you can just see, like, he's just like...
Let's talk about the players.
Yeah.
We talked about Gatlin, bash Gatlin up.
We did bash Gatlin up.
Okay, so this, Tommy Raffel, Jack Morgan...
They didn't...
Lucy, I thought was...
Perfect.
Gave
Yeah.
Ireland hell all day.
It didn't slow them down as much as I wanted, but it did what it was designed to do, which was slow them down enough so that they didn't get their quick ball off 9, right? That's exactly what it's supposed to do. 1 tackles, 1 jackals.
It was
6 and 7.
They accomplished what Borthwick was trying to accomplish with the Curry twins.
But they're not fast enough.
Yeah, and
right?
it just, man, it kind of changes the whole landscape. Like this game, kind of changes the whole landscape on a lot of things, especially with Lions picks. Like, man, Jack Morgan's got to be in a Lions.
Oh, if you don't take Jack Morgan, you're a racist against the Welsh. Like, I'm not saying that because I'm biased. I'm saying just look at his stats.
Yeah,
just look at his statistics. In a losing team, he's that good. Like,
and something that I haven't seen in a long time, Falatau looked
just
like
silky feet.
He looked like he was back in his prime.
He did.
Like, how do these players all come alive?
Well, because they believe again, and like they're good players. You got to remember in that last World Cup cycle, what I will give to Gatland is half our team retired. Ken Owens, Alan Wynne-Jones, Justin Tipperick, Rhys Webb, Dan Biggar. All of these guys were world quality players. We lost all of them overnight. There was no one there to teach Jack Morgan how to be a good flanker in a Welsh jersey.
Another player that was a pain in the Irish ass and was all over the park.
Yeah.
What's the Gryffindor? What the fuck's his name?
Gryffindor. Who the fuck are you talking about now?
Gryffindor, the Griff guy, Griffer.
Oh, Will Griff John.
Yeah, real Griff John.
Will Griff John.
Old mustachio there. Yeah. Fuck, he was great.
He was great.
This was his first start in like 2 years.
And to be honest,
professional rugby.
That was the pick. I was like, oh, you sure, jockey? Like, what the fuck?
You see something in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he plays for Sale, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
And he's like third choice.
Yeah. Well, he's had time at the Scarlets as well.
Fuck, he really put his hand up in this game.
He did. And to be honest, one thing I will say about that, though, is I do think Andrew Porter, there's a fucking magnifying glass on every single thing he does now.
Yeah.
The refs just stare at him the whole scrum time.
When he's coming into, he's become a bit of a liability.
He has a bit, yeah.
It's very concerning.
Yeah.
Because he's a great player.
Yeah, he is. He is a great player. And he played well in that game.
He's also a good scrummager. But fuck, he's a liability.
Yeah. At
the scrum.
But he's doing stuff that everyone else is doing. Just he's done it. He's got away with it so much now. All the refs in their meetings are like, keep an eye on Andrew. And he just doesn't seem to have quite figured that out,
Yeah, he's got to read his dark arts.
He's got to figure out some new dark arts, eh?
Like the scrum win percentage, 67% to 75.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a complete dominance.
No, it wasn't. It was just parity overall,
but
right?
They were like, at the beginning, I think it was like Wales were taking Ireland,
we came out swinging. And remember, Ireland were 10-0 up, and I was still like, actually, we look good. We look good. It was just so nice as well to score a try that wasn't a rolling fucking maul. Like, we scored Tom Rogers, who is class, scores an absolute fucking athletic, leaps around James Lowe. And James Lowe is not a guy you make a fool of, right? That guy's a strong, hard bastard. And he fucking leaps around him to score a try. And Jack Morgan gets a really hard-earned forwards drive try, right? Like, it's so nice that we can attack.
Like, look at these stats here. Okay, so the attack, passes made, Wales 251.
Yeah.
Ireland 160.
Yeah.
Ball carries 145 ball carries with Wales.
Yeah.
106 for Ireland.
Yeah.
Post contact meters 388 meters. Ireland 258.
That's the big one for me.
Line
That's the big
breaks
one.
6 versus 2.
Yeah, and our possession was something like 60% over Ireland in the first half. Like nobody outpossesses Ireland. So
penalties were roughly the same.
yeah,
Ireland got that red card.
yeah.
They were just
We were just good. We were just good.
Like,
you know,
Wales kept throwing everything in the kitchen sink at them.
we looked passionate. The crowd was behind us. God, I feel alive again. I feel like I've been in a fucking hibernation or in a coma. You know, in Lord of the Rings where Theoden's got little fucking worm tongue and he's like, all like, and then he comes alive and he gets his sword and he's like, fuck, let's go, Rohan. Like, I feel like that. I'm awake. I'm alive.
If I was Simon Easterby, I'd probably be pretty happy with this game.
Yeah, let's talk about Ireland because they won and they deserved their win.
Yeah, if I was Simon Easterby, I'd be pretty happy with this game because they were. I think coaches love it when teams get when their team gets put under massive pressure.
When they have a wobble.
And they still come out on top.
Yeah.
It just shows how resourceful.
It shows character, doesn't it?
It does. It shows how resourceful they are
Yes,
as a team.
indeed. And that's how they won it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was game management. They did.
Game management.
They played in the right areas of the field. They used their bench effectively. They just knew how to control the rhythm of the game in the final 20. And we were so underbaked and excited that we just didn't have that.
Oh, before we talk about Ireland too, I
Yeah.
want to talk about what's that? That me.
Elliot Me.
Wow, where did he come from? Where did they get this kid?
We've got people.
What a talent just to bring out of nowhere.
Yeah. He's not the fastest, but he is like 6'4". Like, and he can break a tackle. Like, he's good. He's a kid for the future.
That whole backline choosing was I thought was super. Like
Max Llewellyn coming from, like, he played so fucking well, you know?
Yeah. Who was the 15? Blair Murray. I thought he was great.
Class. He was class.
Like,
yeah.
where was he this whole time?
Well, he has been playing, just not every game. And Gatland doesn't.
But you noticed him in this game.
You did. You gave him. We gave him space.
Even Tom Rogers, because he had
Yeah.
that walk of shame in the last game.
Yeah.
Off the field.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big boy too.
It just feels like the pressure's off, doesn't it?
Mhm.
You know, like, yeah. Let's talk about Ireland though. Let's talk about Ireland because I'm
Let's
just
talk
happy.
about the Ireland.
I've never been happier to lose to Ireland, and I hate losing to Ireland.
It's nice that if Caelan Doris is injured, you could bring in
Jack Conan.
Yeah, he's a fucking animal.
Because it wasn't like he waited to show up either. He just came, started the game, and immediately scores a try.
I'm worried about Tyg Byrne.
Tyg Byrne, he did.
I've been saying quite a few games now where he's been very quiet.
He's standard
he's
for him.
Artie Surveya. You know, Artie Surveya in the last year has
just starts to slow down and get a bit not. But he had one good steal, but I know exactly what you mean. It's rare that he doesn't have 4 significant moments on a game that change the momentum in Ireland's favour. He's started to not do that as much.
Yeah, it just maybe his role is changing. I don't know, but it was
He was raised in Wales at the Scarlets. So maybe he's just like didn't want to hurt his old buddies.
Someone who I thought had a really good game for Ireland and is still going, the Warhorse, Peter O'Mahony.
The War Dog.
19 tackles.
Yeah.
He's
a warrior,
was
isn't
playing
he?
his fucking ass off.
He hates losing to Wales as well. he fucking wants to, and good for him. He's a fucking warrior, you know.
So I was happy to see him on the game in the game sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have preferred someone else.
Really?
Just for the fact that I love Peter.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite players ever. But it's time, like him taking up a spot in this game. Someone who needs that experience, who needs that time, is losing that spot.
I'd love to see Gavin Coombs have that spot. I love me some Gavin Coombs. I was confusing with the old Welsh player Andrew Coombs. Yeah, Gavin Coombs. I'd love to see him have a go. He is a Munster man. He fits that fucking mold. Like, I agree. I think that's Ireland's problem historically is not knowing when to bring the new guys in at the right time. And again, going back to Squidge's point, because I don't want to just steal someone else's very well-made point. Like, Ireland are in danger here of their best players aging out at the wrong time, i.e. peaking at the wrong time again before a World Cup. There is a little bit of danger there.
Well, you got some... Andrew Porter's still quite young.
In prop terms, yeah.
Yes, and he's going to be... the problems that he has with his game,
he can fix it.
I think are very coachable.
Very coachable. Yeah,
it's not like he doesn't have like a they can coach this out of him.
He's still a big, strong, very good scrummager.
Dude, you just see him on kickoffs.
Yeah,
he's like fucking full on. Like the guy has a.
He looks like a psychopath.
He's an endless engine.
Yeah. He does.
Dan Sheehan,
Quality.
young,
Captain. Yeah.
But that was a good game for him to captain too.
And he spoke well.
Yep.
Like he did all captainy things as well as having a good.
I really like Dan Sheehan as a captain.
Yeah, me too. He's a good dude.
Thomas Clarkson coming in, big boots to fill.
Yeah.
And he looks good.
He looks okay.
Yeah, and I think
looks okay.
like not perfect. I think I like Ireland's kind of doing a little bit of testing in the Six Nations, and I really like it. And there's Joe McCarthy's young.
Yeah, I think
Ty Byrne will probably be around 33, 30 by the next World Cup. I don't know how old he is.
I definitely think he's older than 30. I'll have a look.
I don't know how old Josh Van der Fleer is either, but he's going to be a miss. That guy's a silent killer on the field.
He is. He's always good. Ty Byrne's 33.
Okay, so like Ty Byrne, he's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense why he's like,
you would start to slow down
from games. Yeah, because he's getting up there.
Van der Fleer's 31.
Okay, so he's going to be, he probably has another, so he'll be at the World Cup.
You wouldn't know it though. He's still very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still, he's going to be aging out.
He is. I think so.
Gibson Park.
33.
This guy.
And he again played the game. But this reminds me of Aaron Smith about 4 or 5 years ago. Just everywhere, never has a bad game, but suddenly retires. You know? So he'll be 35, 36 in the next World Cup.
Yeah.
That's old for a scrum half.
The concerning thing about me with Ireland, what I find very concerning, is in the last year, every single game, the top 3 guys
are the same.
It's Gibson Park, James Lowe, and Bundyaki.
Yeah, Bundyaki's got to be 34, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
James Lowe, they're all like 33, 34, and 34, I guess. Gibson Park, 34, 33.
And good for them for still being the best guys.
These are also not homegrown players. These are also mercenary players. Like these, Ireland really have to, find these guys' replacements. Because James Lowe is, such a get-out-of-jail-free card.
No one loves putting the boot in about that kind of stuff more than me. But I wouldn't be that worried if I was Irish, because I look at some of the guys that got coming through. They're not as good as these guys. Craig Casey is not equivalent to Jameson Gibson Park.
No.
I can't think of any wingers as good as James Lowe in the Irish setup. Like Mac Hansen's still a drop off compared to James Lowe. But I think Hugo Keenan, Dan Sheehan, every single lock who's young and playing for Leinster is very good.
Bundyaki is immense.
Well, he came on and he changed the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
There was a moment in that game where I thought we could win this. I was starting to believe. Bundyaki came on and was like, not fucking today.
His ruthlessness,
yeah,
his physicality,
yeah.
How do you replace that?
You don't. You just simply don't. He's not for any country or team or academy. You don't replace Bundyaki.
He is priceless.
He is. He totally is.
And he's going to be missed.
Yeah. So I don't want to sound negative though, because Ireland are literally about to win an unprecedented Six Nations hat-trick here. They've got to beat France, which isn't going to be easy, but they've got a very good team. I think what we're saying is good for Ireland, but just be careful in the future, because that horizon is looming with retirements, isn't it? You've got to be a wee bit careful. Can we talk about 20-minute red cards, or you got more to say about that?
I don't know. This.
I mean, in the context of this game as well.
No, I think everyone. Let's
talk about Sam Prendergast in this game.
Sam Prendergast.
I know you want to.
I thought he had a really good game, and I thought he had a Finn Russell.
You can't have both at the same time.
I thought he did a Finn Russell. You
can't do a Finn Russell and have a good game.
I think everything he did. He had some that clear and kick.
Yeah, 50-22, very nice.
Yeah, but that
knocked on a restart, not very nice.
Where that knock on.
Lovely crossfield kick, very nice. Missed 2 conversions, not very nice.
He missed 3.
Did he?
Yeah, he missed 3 conversions.
Yeah. My point is,
and then that kick at the end where he just kicked it clear out.
Yeah.
And then put them under a lot of pressure at the end.
On his own
they
line.
didn't need to be there.
They didn't.
They didn't need that.
No.
They could have lost the game because of that.
I feel like I get gaslit by him a bit. Because I watch games with him and I'm like, did I watch the same game as some of you people? Because he didn't have a bad game, but he made 3 or 4 howlers that you should not make at that level. And yes, they won the game, and they won the game thanks to him in many ways. He managed the game well.
There's lots. I disagree with that.
But people are saying he's the guy who won them the game. I totally disagree with that.
Man,
I totally disagree with that.
I don't think you're watching him enough. The way he's manipulating like the defense, the way he snipes the ball around the field like Finn Russell.
I'm not saying he's a bad player.
He's got great vision. He's under a lot of pressure, and he did have some fuck ups in that game. When you're talking about the other players talking about him, they think his ability to keep a level head. He doesn't freak out. Like he's
not freaking out and making 4 or 5 mistakes is very different.
Because the whole world is like talking about him.
I know. I'm sick of it.
And how good he is.
I know.
And how good of a game he is. And then there's you.
I know.
You're like the guy.
I'm thinking about Jack Crowley, who's on a bus stop in Cork going, hope the lads are here soon. I'm supposed to play this afternoon. And poor little Jack Crowley, when he came on and replaced Prendergast, he was better than him.
I think they were like, this is
in the England
Jack
game.
Crowley coming in, right? Everyone was like, oh, Sexton's gone. Jack Crowley comes in a lot like Johnny Sexton. Very similar play styles.
But he's harder though. Like Prendergast was falling off tackles yesterday.
Yeah, but Crowley made some tackles too.
You need to make all your tackles.
And
if you want me to say
he does have some weaknesses.
Yeah.
But like
you can't say Finn Smith is physical and a good tackler and say Sam Prendergast is better than him. It's not.
Well, he's
not true.
He's not better. But
no.
I think there's some things that Sam Prendergast is better. But his ability to read the field.
Yeah.
Put the ball where it needs to be.
Yeah.
To create, like he can just create shit.
Okay.
And that's what the one thing that's what Jack Crowley doesn't have.
Disagree.
Right.
Hard disagree. I saw him in that England game.
The ceiling is high. The ceiling's high for Sam Prendergast, and everyone knows it except for you.
Apparently,
for some reason.
Apparently.
Yeah. So
whatever.
He's that's why.
Yeah. I thought Jameson Gibson Park.
You just hate him because he's a Leinster boy.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
he was from Connacht, you'd be like, what a comeback from behind. What a guy against the odds.
Maybe.
If he was Welsh, you would be like, fuck, you'd be creeping all over him.
Let me tell you what I'm thinking, though. I don't hate him. I think he's a great player. I just don't understand this talk that he is literally the best. People talk about him like he's fucking
No, I don't
Dan
think people
Carter,
are saying he's the best. I think people are expecting him
to be the best.
And
I hate that because
he's going to be the best. It's
I've seen
like
pressure put on players like that, and it ruins them.
Like Marcus Smith was coming on.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, this kid, right? This kid's going to be something.
But there was criticism there. There was like, but his defense is not good.
Yeah,
and
there was the same thing about Sam Prendergast.
His
defense he's got defense holes.
Maybe I'm missing that.
Under the pressure, under the boot, that's the thing. But what he shows, what he does do good at, is super promising. And it's exactly like Marcus Smith.
Right.
It's exactly the same parallels.
Okay.
The same conversation. Young kid, right? And then people were like, Marcus Smith's got to get into the 10 jersey. And then you're like, he's not ready, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, it's exactly.
But look at it. But look at what's happening now. Marcus Smith is very good. He's playing 15 though.
Yeah, because of the coach though. The coach can't coach him.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah.
But they missed Hugo Keenan yesterday as well, I thought.
Yeah, and I think they just kind of rested him.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
I love Jamie Osborne. He brings something to he's like,
more of an attacker than Keenan, isn't he?
He is, and he can get in some spots.
Yeah. He picks his lines a bit better.
He scored
Keenan.
a sick try.
He did.
He's a very attacking fullback. He did get exposed.
Yeah.
But he is super young.
Yeah.
And Hugo Keenan is something else.
Hugo Keenan is the most rounded fullback in the Northern Hemisphere. Maybe Ramos.
He is he's just clutch.
Yeah, he is.
You can just count on him being where he needs to be.
He's good under the high ball, just like Freddie Stewart, but he's also good at everything else. Yeah. Unlike Freddie Stewart. Yep. So,
He doesn't come into the attack as much as I would like him to.
No, but it's kind of like Lee Halfpenny, right? It's like he's sacrificing some of that to be in the right position. I think you need that. He's smart. It's smart. Yeah. Right?
And Jamie Osborne, he's hunting. He's hunting for an opportunity to get his hands on the ball to bring something to the game.
Yes, I agree.
So, yeah, I think the next games, we'll go off for that in a bit. But
have we been talking too much? Are we on 4 hours now? Because I feel like we've talked a lot
of. One thing I noticed about the Six Nations.
Yeah. It's the greatest tournament of all time.
So, you know how they changed the logo?
Oh.
Everyone's been talking about this logo change.
Yeah.
I have not looked at the logo. I've looked at it. I saw it a couple times. I see it on TV all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those guys that kind of doesn't really notice that. Like if you changed the logo of a team or something like that,
You wouldn't give a shit.
I wouldn't really give a shit. I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
And then today, I finally noticed it says M6N, like it's men's Six Nations.
I put it in your face, didn't I? Like, look at this laptop screen. Look at this disgrace.
I didn't know that they did that. I was like, oh, it's men's Six Nations.
Yeah. And the under 20s one looks like an alien child drew it.
Yeah, like I said, it looks like a logo from like a Nintendo 64 game.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh.
The women's one looks like a porn company logo with its deep purple.
Hey, I have a women's 15s ball. I bought one of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
With the new branding?
Not with the Six Nations.
Oh, don't buy the new one.
I probably would though. I wouldn't really care, but yeah, I thought that I was like, oh, look at that, the M6 and the men's Six Nations.
The polo shirt for the men's Six Nations.
I forgot that the Six Nations is not World Rugby.
No.
Because you know how they changed it where it's just World Cup and now you can't tell what's what.
Yeah.
So I kind of actually was like, you know what? Put the men's Six Nations, women's Six Nations. I was like, okay.
I like
less
the idea
confusing.
Under the same branding because the autumn series, the autumn is also the Six Nations, same branding, right? I didn't know that before. Now I know that, but I know it for the wrong fucking reasons because these like umbrella brand is atrociously designed. So the polo shirt looks like a guy who comes onto a job site and tries to sell you plumbing parts polo shirt. Like if you showed up in that at a game, I thought you work there and clean the toilets or something. Not that you want the Six Nations to be a thing. Like
he's just got like he's like walking around. And he's got like what's it called?
Little
carabiner with like 90 keys on it
and a clipboard.
Clipboard.
Trying to sell you some plastic plumbing parts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna cost you. Oh yeah.
That's a big job.
I can fix it, but it's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, who did this? Yeah, that's exactly what the shirt looks like.
Horrific. Yeah.
Yeah. It just shows how things like that go over my head.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I've made it abundantly clear now, so you're on the same page as everyone else.
Yeah,
but yeah, now
I
we
finally
can hate
pay
on
attention because like logo, team names, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
right. Like just don't. It just goes right over my head.
Did you not see the Northampton Saints one change? They changed it from like it used to be really floral and intricate, and they simplified it so it's just yellow squares now. It looks like something out of Minecraft, and it's terrible. And I don't like this dumbing down of rugby history because even when Bristol became Bristol Bears, a little part of me was like, that's cringy. That's American. Just be Bristol Rugby. I don't want it to become. You don't need a scary animal in your team name for me to like you. You don't need to dumb down your logo to make it easier to put on a fucking mug. Well,
since you mentioned dumbing down,
and
Americans,
let's go.
Let's go with our last topic here.
Let's go to our neighbors to the south who will be tariffing us for speaking about them so badly.
America, what the fuck are you doing?
Do you hate us?
They hate everything,
dude. They're trying to. We know that they hate things generally, but I didn't know they hated rugby.
It's funny too because I have a lot of American friends.
Good.
That I talk to quite frequently.
Hurt them.
The ones that know, like, that are rugby fans.
Yeah.
Fuck, they're pissed.
Tell us what you're talking about. Tell us.
So basically, the MLR.
Yeah.
Has is basically slowly turning their league into league.
It's called Major League Rugby.
They're embracing the league. They're getting rid of the scrum. They're basically nerfing almost every opportunity a scrum can happen.
Yeah, they are. It's disgraceful.
And this is going to have huge implications.
It is.
Because they already cut the restarts. You only get one restart for the scrum.
Yeah.
They already have some rules. They've already taken out the scrum and they've already nerfed it a bunch.
Yeah.
This hurts.
It does.
USA Rugby.
They're going to show up at an international game and they're going to get fucking minced. And they're going to learn the hard way.
Hey, why are your two props only 180 pounds each?
Yeah.
Oh, because
they've never scrummed before.
Yeah.
It's like Neo wakes up from the Matrix. Why do my eyes hurt? You've never used them before.
It makes me this when I read this news, it made me fucking sick to my stomach a little bit.
Yeah.
Because America's dangerous.
Yeah.
America's dangerous because the money.
Yeah.
They got all the money and they could really imagine if this they changed the rule and they keep changing the rules.
Yeah.
And they made some kind of league union hybrid.
Yeah.
And it caught on.
Yeah.
And then money just started getting poured in.
They can swing money
like influence the rest of the game.
Like a wrecking ball.
All rugby would want to copy that.
That's why I'm kind of grateful.
It's such a threat
that France has become the big juggernaut of money in rugby now, because had America, there's another timeline where America bought into rugby more and they used their massive financial resources to be influential. And you're right, they could have swayed it so that they basically nerfed the scrum for everyone. So
it's such a it's so these rules are so destructive to the nature of the game.
Yeah.
Like I would encourage anyone and everyone to boycott the MLR and let them know why.
Yeah.
Because this is just, and
it is a bit offensive, isn't it?
The fucking thing too about the United States too is like these motherfuckers. It affects us too.
It does. It affects Canadians.
Because where do most of our professional players play?
Yeah,
in the MLR.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be like,
they're going to show up on International Day with £12 props, and they're going to get fucking minced.
Because you have to. The game's going to change so much. Like the prop is not going to be the prop anymore.
No. He's going to be some
you're
athletic
still gonna have scrums,
hybrid flanker.
Because you're still going to have regular knock-ons, but it's
not just reducing the amount of scrums. It's reducing the scrum as a weapon, isn't it? As an attacking weapon.
Yeah, because they already nerfed it using it as an attacking weapon already.
They did.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to need these players. Like it
makes the position kind of irrelevant, doesn't it?
I just don't get, like, if you want league, just play league.
Yeah.
Like stop, like rugby has an obsession with league. Like it's some sort of like
some parts do.
Yeah.
Some people do.
And it fucking just boggles my mind.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's sliding into...
It's scary. It is scary because it's just like, it's just...
This is going to fix itself, though, because exactly what we've said is going to happen. They're going to play an international game. Canada, USA are going to face even someone like Romania. And Romania's going to fucking eviscerate the scrum, and they're going to go, fuck me, that was a bad idea. And the thing is, there's an old cliche in rugby, right? The forwards win the game, the backs decide by how much. It's still true. It's still true to this day. Because if your forwards aren't... It's Scotland. Scotland don't win as many games because their pack isn't as good as their backs, right?
Yeah.
Your pack wins you the game, and they're going to learn that. And another thing I hate about this is they're replacing the scrum with a free kick. The free kick gives the ball back to the team who committed the error immediately. Yeah, they've lost 20 meters, but if I've got a good winger, he makes that up in 2 seconds. It's not a punishment.
No.
It's not a punishment in the way a scrum is. If I dot my own ball down in my own try line, haha, fuck you, we're going to marmalise you with our scrum on your try line. It's like it's losing one of the big testosterone, manly, dominating moments of the game, which we all love, right?
It's the
out-muscling the other team.
The scrum is what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the not the poster child, but it's
like the epitome. It's the spirit of rugby, isn't it?
It is.
The rugby union.
When you think of rugby, that scrum, that picture of those guys, head to head,
steam coming off them.
That's like the ideal picture of rugby. That's what comes to people's minds.
In fact, I've showed what World Rugby is trying to do is get people into rugby through sevens, whatever. I don't know if you like that or don't like that. But a lot of people I've spoken to, they'll watch a rugby game and they'll see the scrum, not the sexy backline. They'll see a scrum and go, what the fuck was that? That is cool. Because it's 8 guys who are fucking massive. It's like a tug of war in reverse between the hardest guys you know, isn't it?
Because I'm a guy that grew up not watching rugby.
Yeah.
I knew what it was when in my 20s because I lived in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And in the UK for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I knew what it was. I watched some games and stuff, but I wasn't really a fan until into my 30s when I started playing. I got into it and started playing.
Yeah.
And then I started watching it.
Yeah.
But never once was I like, oh, these scrums.
Yeah. It's always a good time.
Right? Maybe because I have an attention span. I don't know. But it's just, man, like it's such fucking negative news. Man, Americans, come on, fix your shit up. Every time I look at anything that's coming out of America, it's something negative and like just like doom and gloom. Like the MLR was like
it was
great.
the chosen one.
It was the chosen one.
Yeah.
Like you were like, and it was starting. You saw USA Rugby.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
And the gains that they've already made. They had a great Autumn Nations.
They did, comparatively. Yeah.
And then this place, their main development league, is league.
Yeah.
They're trying to turn it into league, and it's only going to have a negative impact on everything.
Yep, it totally is.
I'm just worried that the fans are going to buy into it. I don't
even want to patronize the average American rugby fan because I doubt they're the ones going, we need to speed the game up.
They're pissed too. There's like a lot of fans that are pissed at these rule changes. It's fucking...
Some corporate little weasel has gone, this game needs to be faster. And everyone who's played rugby in that room is going, what the fuck? And he's always my money.
So the rumor on the street is that MLR is in some bad financial... I mean, in a bad financial spot.
I don't think that's a secret, is it? Like you only know you hear these players talk. I think
it's a little worse than I think. It's like
on the verge of collapse. Bad
yeah,
sort of thing.
So it's kind of like they're, we knew that the MLR is not making a bunch of money.
Yeah,
we knew that it would take time, but I think it's getting to the point where they're getting desperate.
So they're just throwing everything at the wall.
So they're throwing they're just, and then the people behind these decision making, like
they're panicking.
Yeah, it's like, we got to make it fast. We got to make it more spectacle. We got to XFL it.
Yeah,
like you don't have to XFL anything.
No,
right? The
and in fact, you're
XFL
gonna drive
always
people
failed.
away.
The XFL has always failed.
Yeah, they do.
Because they want something authentic. They want, something that has the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's fucked.
It's sad. They tried that thing in Australia. What was it called? Fast rugby or something?
And it's only
and that just failed.
Rapid rugby.
Rapid rugby. Yeah, that
and
just
it's only
failed.
It's only gonna fuck USA rugby.
Yep.
And it's gonna fuck Canadian rugby because like a lot of Canadians play there. It's not good for anyone.
No, there's no good about this.
And like you're not growing the game.
No.
By taking huge elements out of the game, you're not growing rugby. This is not the way. If you want fantasy rugby, show them rugby.
Yeah.
Like, look at that game. Look at the fucking, like, the biggest, like, South Africa, England, semifinal, 2023, Paris. I was at that game. Scrums won that game.
Scrums were the most exciting part of it as well.
And they were fucking incredible.
They were.
Right?
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be there and see it live. Like, that was just, to see that, like, it just...
One of the hardest moments of rugby is when Manny Lebok calls for the scrum after he's called the mark. He puts his fists together like some kind of fucking...
That's an iconic moment.
It's the hardest moment in rugby.
You
It's
can't
like,
even have that
I'll
anymore.
fucking scrum you on my line.
Yeah.
Right? I'll show you how much of a man I am.
I don't think the people in charge of, because it's like, this is not just an MLR thing. They're just going hardcore with it because like they're Americans and that's what they do. But like even the people in charge of World Rugby, like they think they don't have any clue how to grow this game. And the only way they think to make this game more attractive is to like nerf anytime it stops.
Yeah.
This is not the case.
No.
The problems like with you guys like not growing the game are like super evident. Everyone's screaming it.
Yeah.
Your online presence is shit.
It's so much to do with social media
the
branding.
external content from rugby is shit.
Yeah.
Right? The game's hidden away.
The product is great.
Yeah.
I had a great time this weekend.
Yeah. The product
and my
is
team
good.
lost.
You guys are just not, delivering it you're not putting enough eyeballs on it.
No, you're not.
Right? And yeah, it's so evident there are issues.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll just get rid of the scrum. More people will pay attention. Like, this is not the fix.
No.
It's so out of touch. It's so stupid. Like, it's almost like the guys that are making this decision have never played.
Yeah, and that's the crazy
or
thing.
not even rugby fans.
There's another sport for that.
Yeah.
It's pretty popular. Go fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's not even that popular. Like, people are like, oh, rugby league, blah, 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 the money.
Well, it's in Australia. But
yeah, it is in Australia. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. You're popular in fucking one country. Like, good.
Yeah.
Oh. Like league doesn't have anything on union.
It doesn't.
Right?
No, I agree.
It's less rugby. That's why.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I appreciate your passion.
Yeah,
but I don't know what to do about it though. You got
did they hire league people?
Maybe.
Is it like a little a coup? Like these guys are like fucking like league
it's
like
a hostile
execs,
takeover of the
league
board.
execs are just like worming their way all over rugby to like just basically turn everything into league. Is that the end game we're seeing here?
Yeah.
Like just
get rid of the short fat people. Only 6'4".
My thing is do not watch MLR.
You're serious about boycott?
Serious. Boycott it. It's such an attack on the game that they have to see what they've done. They punish them with your wallet and your eyeballs.
Call to arms.
Yeah.
Revolution.
Post about it too. Say boycott. Like start moving. Like boycott the MLR. Because it's just serious. Like if you guys are gonna do this dumb shit, you guys got to pay for it.
This is not the thing I thought you were gonna be most passionate about today.
Yeah.
Good for you though.
It's just such a greasy, grimy, like doomy attack on the game.
I agree.
Right.
I don't think I agree as hard as you, but I definitely agree.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Because it has implications.
Yeah.
The implications are vast.
Just at a time when you think Canada could have a little light at the end of the tunnel, like get rid of Kingsley Jones after 500 years of him being in charge, get a new shiny coach, and all of a sudden, but we're going to be shit scrumming for the next 10 years.
Like, where are they going to, I think it's, like, I really, like, Canada needs, like, a professional rugby league.
Yeah.
Like, I wish there was a
billionaire.
I wish there was a billionaire.
You need a billionaire right now. Help me, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, why can't Elon Musk do cool shit like start a rugby a league in Canada?
Help me, step Elon. I need a billion.
Stop being a fucking
dollars,
weirdo and do this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would.
I get it. I get it.
Me up at the end.
I get it, bud.
Well, I think we talked about everything we were gonna talk about today.
We said we'd talk about New Zealand.
Okay, we can talk about New Zealand. Oh yeah, New Zealand. Yeah, you're pumped about New Zealand Super fucking Rugby.
I'm not that pumped. I thought we should talk about Super Rugby though.
What did you want to say about Super Rugby?
Well, I want to say that Richie Mo'unga is threatening to go to play for Tonga internationally. And I think that Fiji and Drua and Moana Pacifica, despite some losses, are looking a bit better. Australian sides are looking a bit better. Is this New Zealand losing their grip a bit? Or is it just finally the Super Rugby is becoming competitive again?
I think it's a little bit of everything.
Could be, eh? Yeah. We've kind of run out of steam.
Super Rugby is like in an odd spot.
It's trying to find identity again, isn't it?
I feel like there's just obvious decisions that they should be making that they're just not doing.
I don't know why they don't invite some Japanese teams in. Have 2 Japanese teams in.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Like you're losing all these players to like Japan League One or whatever it's called.
Yeah. They're all South Africans anyway. Get the South Africans back.
And it's like, why isn't this Asian market in your guys's?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't this on the resume? Like,
you could have a Hong Kong team who like rugby. You could have a Japanese team. Yeah, they get dicked for a few years.
They could make I think Sanzar is the one that runs Super Rugby.
Yeah.
Like they could make rugby into a ruthless animal down there.
Yeah.
Right? Including all these markets.
A big old Pacific.
Money just coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no.
The Coca-Cola Auckland Blues, sponsored by the Japanese Coca-Cola
we'll lose
branch.
Richie Mo'unga to
Tonga.
Yeah.
But we'll have 10 brand new, shiny Kiwi boys.
It's just fucking frustrating when I see that. I just you guys have, because they have everything they need.
They've certainly got the talent and the fan base.
Like, why don't you like NFL your fucking league?
Yeah.
There?
It's like when the USC got a bit weird. It was the Celtic League, Pro 12, Pro 14, then it became the USC. There was a moment where it lost its identity, and you know me, I was like, no, go away, South Africans. We've got no identity anymore. This is a hot mess. I'm eating my words a bit because the product is very good, right? Mm-hmm. And we found our identity again. It's an international rugby competition with the best rugby countries in the world, I think. And it's not competing financially with France, but it's still, the product's really good. Basically, Super Rugby could go through a little bit of pain by introducing a couple more teams in a local... You can't... As much it pains me to say, you can't have the Jaguares back. It's too far. It's too far.
Even
right?
with South Africa, it was too far.
It was too far. And they miss the South Africans. And I miss those days where Super Rugby had a strong identity. This was like the 3 biggest rugby countries in the world playing different styles of rugby at really high level.
Their games were on the opposite times of the day. So like even their time zones were fucked.
Right. But with that single strip of timeline from Japan to New Zealand, it's a bit of a time difference, but it's not...
I think it's like 2 hours.
It's not that bad, is it?
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Like, you've got a whole strip of Asia and Oceania there where you could have a lot of money and a lot more teams. And I'm sure they're talking about it, but you've got to speed up a bit, right? Because the Drua are looking better, Pacifica are looking better. Like, Adi Surveyor going there is a big statement, right? They're taking it seriously.
These teams are becoming more competitive.
That's right. And Western Force, who, let's not forget, were like not a team a while ago, are back and are winning. Australian rugby looks a bit healthy again.
Yeah, Sanzar needs to pull some strings. They need to have Tonga, Samoa, Fiji.
Yeah, couple Japanese teams.
And Japan in the rugby
2 conferences, you'd have a great time.
Yeah.
In the rugby you'd have the 6 nations of the Pacific all of a sudden. And Japan would get smashed and but they'd get better, All the best players in the world come from those places, right? It's no secret that Fiji, Tonga, Samoa produce the best rugby players, right? Fight me. They do. Everyone in the world wants these guys. They're the best players, genetically, talent-wise, everything. Give them a fucking opportunity, right? I know it's a small population, but Fiji already are a formidable prospect internationally. They leapfrogged Italy pretty fucking quickly there, right? Like, you take them seriously now. And anyway, it's just... I hope they're talking about this.
It's been years.
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
The foundations should have been made already.
Yeah. Yeah.
This should have been a tradition.
Yeah.
Like Japan, especially Japan.
Yeah.
Especially Japan. Like there was a market there.
Yeah.
And these guys, like when they had the Sunwolves, they were getting pounded every game.
Yeah.
They were selling out their stadium every game.
Yeah. It's okay to lose if you're making a fuckload of money.
Right? The fans are there. People want to watch this shit.
They did.
Like, this is like... And Super Rugby just kind of like just let it go.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
Like it just
it's a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is sad. Like they have like it could be like they're almost like 2 steps away from being like just the juggernaut.
Yeah.
Right?
That whole region could just reclaim rugby because it does feel like it used to be Sanzar where that was where the rugby happened. feels like it's shifted to the Northern Hemisphere now. Yeah, New Zealand will come on their autumn tour, their spring tour, and they'll kick the shit out of everyone and they'll go, yeah, we're still the big boys. Yeah, you are. But you're the big boys on your own now, right? You're isolated. Ireland and France have made the Northern Hemisphere a threat, and they've brought the camera of what's going on in rugby union to the Northern Hemisphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And South Africa is kind of part of that, weirdly.
They
South
are
Africa, by joining the URC and the Champions Cup, they've shifted that lens to Europe. And that's not going to change unless New Zealand gets some allies in the Pacific, and it needs to be Japan and Tonga and Samoa and Fiji.
They've significantly raised the bar in quality of rugby.
They have. And it was about fucking time, to be honest. Yeah.
And like it just makes the URC the URC makes the URC like way more legit.
It does.
Like these guys got to go and play South African teams.
Yeah. We had a wobbly few years there where I was sat here going, this is bullshit, it's too far. And even the teams, like the people were sending B and C teams everywhere. Now it's competitive.
It was growing pains.
It was growing pains.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was growing pains. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I don't know. New Zealand needs some friends. And Australia are their friend. But they need more friends who don't play rugby league.
Then again, too, like if it's just New Zealand and Australia, those are two countries. They could build like the product. The product's not bad.
Super Rugby's not going away. It's at the end of the day, if you only had New Zealand and Australia playing rugby against each other, that would be fine. But it's missing an opportunity, isn't it, to grow our game? And we talk about all the time how bad we are at branding it. Like everyone needs to get their shit together and help these countries out, like Fiji.
Because you got Australia losing market.
Yeah.
New Zealand like losing just draining players.
Yeah.
Just losing players.
Yeah.
It's just like there's opportunities there to bring more eyeballs and money into their game.
Yeah.
And they're just not pulling the trigger.
That's the thing. And that's just the last thing I say. It goes back to Richie if Richie Mo'unga wants to play for Tonga, if the rumours are true, and they are rumours, that says a lot about New Zealand. Because there was a time where you'd tread over your grandmother to play for New Zealand, right? Mm-hmm. And we are seeing, and I don't know what Richie Mo'unga's about, but he could have been the starting 10 for New Zealand for 10 years. Mm-hmm. He decided not to do that and go play in Japan. And now not only does he not want to come back, he doesn't want to play for New Zealand. Apparently. One of those things is definitely true. Like he's not coming back. But
I think he wants to play for New Zealand. I think he wants to play. He knows, though, if he leaves Japan, he leaves those paychecks.
Yeah,
and
it's a short career.
Yeah, it's a short career. He's going to lose those big paychecks.
Yeah.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
He wants to play Test rugby still.
I say the same thing about a lot of Welsh guys, though.
He's only picking Tonga because he's locked out of the All Blacks.
You think so?
And he doesn't want to come back home.
You think so?
There's no point in him coming back home making less money.
My point is, though, what happened to pride in the jersey, right? It should be that, yeah, I know money's significant now. I know you got to make your money. I respect that. But same in Wales. It was like, it became more important to make money than to put on the red jersey. That didn't used to be the case.
Yeah, because look at the opportunity.
Yeah.
This is a professional sport, and your time's short. You want to make, you just want to make the most.
Yeah.
The most you can.
Yeah, I get it.
Because it can end anytime.
Yeah, it can.
One game
can
end your whole career. Like people that have long careers in rugby, they're lucky.
Yeah.
They've just been fortunate.
Yeah. Like Alan Wynne Jones on 170 odd caps. That's not just lucky, it's a fucking miracle.
It is.
You know?
It is. And so like I have no problems with Mo'unga, what he wants to do.
Yeah.
If he wants to, and he's making big bucks in Japan.
Yeah. It just says something about the game though to me. It says it's not what he's doing. I don't care about that so much. It just says something about
guaranteed if New Zealand like had the money to pay him when he's getting paid over there, he wouldn't be fucking in Japan.
No.
Right?
No, I don't think so.
These guys just have to like we're in the in the professional era.
Yeah.
Like money talks.
Or just put two and two together and make them the same thing. Bring Japan in.
Yeah.
Open the door.
And then you don't have that problem anymore. Because guaranteed, if New Zealand didn't have the rule that you had to play in New Zealand to play for the All Blacks, Mo'unga would be playing for the All Blacks.
Think so?
100%.
Yeah.
Right? 100% he would be playing for the All Blacks.
I love him as well. He's class. I want to see him playing.
Yeah, they're scared of losing all their players.
Yeah.
Right? They're scared if they invite these Japanese teams in, that all the best players will be playing on these Japan teams, beating the shit out of the New Zealand teams. Because
I don't think there's any danger of that. The Japanese teams, the standard's not as good.
Yeah, but if they were one league and there was no incentive for Kiwis to stay in New Zealand,
right?
They'd buy them all.
That's what happened in Wales, right? There's better players in England. There's better Welsh players playing in England than are playing in Wales because of the money. So there's a blueprint for that, right? You know exactly what happens.
Yeah.
You've got to just have a sensible policy, you know?
Yeah, you just gotta have and you gotta we're in the era where these teams now, if they want to be successful, they gotta have money.
Money's talking now, isn't it?
Money's talking now.
Yeah.
We're in that era.
Yeah.
So if you want to have these players, you want to have these teams, you gotta get creative. You can't just run a club anymore.
No.
They gotta get these business guys in there.
Yeah.
And doing businessy things with calculators and
There's so much more stuff I want to talk about, but we don't have time, do we?
yeah, we had to join 2 episodes into one today.
How much was that? How long was that?
We are at 1 hour and 30 minutes. Let's go to 4 hours.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Well, do you have anything to finish off?
I got a lot more things to say, but I'm not going to say them. That's too long.
You getting nervous?
I'm not getting nervous. I'm worried that our listener is going to be in his car and go, that's too long.
He loves it.
You know, he doesn't love more than an hour, though. He was explicit about that.
That's not our only listener. We got 2.
All right. Okay.
All right, friends, like and share the podcast. You can email us at thefriendsofrugbypod@gmail.com. You can find us on Blue Sky, YouTube's, Spotify, and we're everywhere.
Yeah.
We get back to frequently, like when people message us on YouTube, we're pretty quick to get back there too.
Are we?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, friends, thank you for listening and have a good day.